Is this too much light? This feels like too much light. Hey, how's it going? So I had a plan today to film a video. I was gonna be swapping some tires and stuff on this chair and doing a few other things, but a friend called when I was getting ready to set up to record all that and start working on everything. And he's got a Quantum Edge HD, which runs QLogic 3. And his joystick's been broken for a while. He went to a DME and they tried to scrounge up some parts. They didn't have anything that would work. So we wound up buying another joystick on eBay. Now, I was always under the assumption that you can't just swap out a QLogic 3 joystick because, I don't know, reasons. I feel like I might have tried it at one point, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. But worst case scenario, I figured we could take the joystick that he got from eBay because the mount on his is broken, and we could take the bottom housing of it off and swap it over to his. That way all the programming and everything would be there. But anyways, we're gonna look at that instead because I'm very much interested in playing around with wheelchairs and learning new stuff. And that's what this video is. We're just kind of screwing around, figuring some stuff out, and ultimately we get his chair fixed to much of everyone's surprise. I'm shocked it worked. I feel like this kind of merits its own video because it's one topic that I'm interested in, and we'll get to swapping out tires and other stuff like that tomorrow probably. It sounds like something large just hit the ceiling. Anyways, hopefully you enjoy it. So we have this QLogic 3 joystick here, which is in multiple pieces and held onto the chair with a couple rolls of electrical tape. And now we have one from eBay. And we're gonna see if we can just swap them out. Very worst case scenario, we can just take apart the bottom half of this and do that whole thing. But have to figure out where this is plugged in, which is inside the chair. I'll take this cover off. We are plugged in. Let's see what happens. Quantum, configuring network, parameter restore in progress. I did a whole thing on the live stream this last week about these SD cards. I thought that this was coming off the SD card, but it's not. It's stored somewhere else. Okay, restored. Do a power cycle. It's gonna do its thing again. But yeah, I would bet on that joystick, the SD card's probably missing.
Yeah, well, it keeps telling me it's not detected, so.
Yeah, and with the screwing around I did, the only time it does that is when it's gone. So I'd imagine it's probably in the bottom of your trailer or something, or flew away.
It's a good possibility, because it was in pieces at one point. So.
Yeah. Well,
oh, it works.
I can't believe a thing on a Quantum was plug and play. I'm so confused right now.
Oh wait, the sport mode's on?
Yeah, all your settings are still here.
Holy shit.
Sport, indoor monitor, outdoor.
Holy shiz, bro.
Oh, is your seating not on here?
The recline's not on there. It doesn't look like.
So I might not have plugged it into the right spot, but at least it works with the chair. So I'm gonna grab some screwdrivers, take the bottom of that apart, and I think I might have bypassed something.
Okay.
So sweet, we know it works. Awesome.
Sweet.
I'm so surprised.
I'm very happy.
Yeah. So now that we've confirmed it works, we have to plug in the seating module, which is back here somewhere. But I'm gonna have to take off the controller, I think, or at least this bottom cover. So we have the obnoxiously long screwdrivers here. It should be a Phillips. This cover off. Actually, oh yeah, we were working on this a couple weeks ago when I had this off. I forgot.
Yeah. That was about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Dude.
Time flies, dude.
Yep.
I don't even know what timeline I'm in anymore. Oh, so I think my friend in Utah that runs that trucking company might buy the bus from me.
Oh, that'd be sick.
He has another one exactly like mine. I actually, when I took all the seats out, he drove out here and grabbed them for his bus.
Nice.
His was the prison version, so the seats were not nearly as nice. So that would be nice to avoid trying to find sellers and doing that whole stupid thing.
That'd be cool. What's he gonna fly out here and grab them?
I don't know. He said he might be interested, and that usually means he'll just show up at some point. Let's pop the controller off. I love these screwdrivers. Okay, I think we should have enough slack to look in here. Oh boy, this is a whole thing. What did they do? All right, more unplugging of things. And that. This. They have your brains. They just kind of stuffed everything in here. Let's see. Oh, that's not even attached, so just take that out. Oh yeah, they literally just stuffed this all in behind the batteries.
Nice.
So I'm gonna push these forward a little bit. I really hope I can do this by feel, otherwise the batteries have to come out.
Well, they didn't seem to be able to have to pull them out the other day.
I think I can feel it. Okay. There's that. Quantum has a really silly name for this harness. It's like Curly Q harness or something like that.
The Curly Q?
Yeah, it has this little spriggy stuff on it. Oh, I didn't have to do it at all. There's a plug right here. All right. It's hiding underneath. We're learning stuff.
That's funny.
So, I'm going to put this back before I forget which way up is.
So Dan, what do you do when you're not helping put out fires and fix wheelchairs?
I build random stuff. Or try to. I got some more parts for that node I'm going to stick up at your house. The compound.
Oh, you just said stick up here and I was like, whoa.
Oh wait, I just realized if I can't do this, I have a borescope camera I can stick down in here.
Okay.
I realized I bought that recently.
Nope.
Wait. Aha!
Yes.
All right. So I don't know if you can see, but right here is the magical thing. So
Okay.
let's try this again and see if your seating will reappear. Oh.
Just plug it all in.
Durr.
Might want to put the brand back in.
Details.
Details.
Oh man.
You're over here worried about camera angles. You ain't got the chair back.
I know. Okay, if we can chair back together. Such a terrible YouTuber. Oh boy. This isn't quite rat's nest territory, but it's
Getting there.
what's less messy than rats, but it's still messy.
Squirrels.
Yeah, it's like a chipmunk nest.
Chipmunk, yeah,
There you go. There's a very small chance that your chair will be upside down and backwards when I'm done if I plug these into the wrong connector. Where left is right and right is left and forward and back.
I have had that happen. At least we're not on a second story balcony with a janky railing. I thought I was dead.
If only I could see around corners. I'm trying to put literally a square peg in a round hole.
Uh-oh.
It's squawking. Hang on, last wire.
Just turn it on.
In theory, after a couple of reboots, we should have seating back.
That would be wonderful.
I didn't realize how heavy this thing is.
Yeah, they're not light.
Yeah. Is it going to reboot or do I have to do it? I think I have to do it.
Yeah, the other joysticks that I've ever had are not as heavy as that, for sure.
Yeah.
But it also does have that heavy-duty base mount to the bottom.
Yeah, there's some actual metal in here.
Hey, seating's back.
Look at that. Seating.
Yeah.
Hey, it does things.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's put this back together the rest of the way. There's a little bit of a mess.
Can I start cutting this one off then?
Oh, yeah. Do you want snippers or a knife?
I got a knife.
Oh, you find another one?
Well, I'm a country boy. I got a million knives.
Oh, that's true. I know you're saying you lost your knife, but I sure am thinking that's the only knife you have.
I've probably got hundreds actually. To be honest with you.
Oh, man.
There's so much tape on this that unraveling it's not gonna work.
It's not going to be trivial, or it's not going to be doable.
Hey!
That's how you uninstall a joystick.
We still have to unscrew the freaking mount though.
Oh, here we can.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Here, we can pull this wire through.
I don't know how fun that's gonna be with all the glue I put in there, but
This one, well, I'll look. This one looks like it has another one on the bottom.
it does. No, I'm talking about just unscrewing it.
Oh. Oh. Because there's a little bit of glue in there.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Here's, you can get a closer
Here's
look.
this. Yeah, we'll have to.
Peel that tape back and you can
This
see
one's lighter too. Yeah, we'll have to take this
the
apart.
heavy part's right here.
Oh yeah.
Part of the heavy part anyway.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Oh man.
I don't know if I can get an angle to start unscrewing it from here, but
Oh yeah, that's hex. We'll have to do that in a minute.
okay. Well, it seems like this is gonna be a much easier job than I thought. I thought we were gonna have to deal with all kind of programming.
I know. Well, I've got the programmer in there, and like I said, Thursday we were screwing around with it quite a bit to see what the worst case scenarios were, and then I remembered Quantum is not that smart, so it's there's not really much to it other than things kind of being locked down on the programming side. But all you need is a fat 32 formatted SD card. You stick it in there, and you're good.
I do think I'm gonna swap the knobs
Yeah.
because mine's.
This one looks a little taller too, or something.
It's definitely a little dirtier.
Yeah.
It's got some stuff on it. I don't know what it is, but whoever had it before might have been into some freaky deaky. Can you talk about Quantum noises for a minute? Because I feel like Quantum has the noisiest chairs on the market.
So when we were traveling for soccer, and like you have to go down to the lobby or something like that, I can always hear you coming down the hallway.
Yeah.
Because you can hear Quantum noises.
It's just constant Quantum noises. There's nothing I can do about it.
Everything's just crunching.
I can't sneak up on people.
Yeah.
Damn you, Quantum. You got rid of my sneakiness.
And then I forget where we were once. There was like an ice machine or an air conditioner or something that was making the exact same noises as your chair.
Yeah.
And it was, I can't remember where it was. But,
We were in Grants Pass on the way back from college.
oh yeah, it was the fridge in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kept hearing these noises. Like you went somewhere, and I kept hearing noises. So I go to open the door, and there's no one there. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's funny. I still think that wheelchair users should design a chair so that
Right.
it's friendly to the user.
Yeah. All right. Wrap our little curly Q harness or whatever this is back up.
Curly keys.
I have to look it up now. It's some weird name that made me laugh out loud.
Because they
when I
used to
first
call
saw it.
curly cues like pubes, right?
Yeah.
That's what curly cues were called back in the day. Look at the curly cues on that one.
I'm just gonna start calling it the short hair harness.
The short hair.
Let's get our warning. Here. What does this say? I'm sure it's hilarious. Prevent controller harness damage. Use correct tie down points. So it's telling you to use zip ties.
Oh.
I can work with that. Actually, let me get back in my chair and then I'll look at that mount up there. Oh yeah, so that's definitely part of the joystick.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, does this have... Here, let's pull this off and then we can probably rotate that. And
Rotate. Oh yeah.
with the adjustment bar, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. Ta-da!
There is glue all over that one.
Yeah. Let me grab my T handles.
Gooey.
Ew, it's like snot.
I know. That's super glue for you.
Gross. I need to keep these though. Ew, the noise it made.
There's actually screws. There's Phillips ones in the bottom of that.
Oh, is there?
The
Okay.
new one.
For the test. Now for the test. Does it light up and do stuff? Hey, it's still in seating mode. Look at that. Hey. More cowbell. Hey. All right, I think, yeah, we're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shebang. Left-handed. I hate that big turns. Like, Quantum can go like really fast forward.
But turning? I mean, that's better than some.
That's so bad. It only does like half that in reverse.
I love how when we were talking to that one Quantum rep, though, he was just like, oh yeah, I'll check into that, which is code for, no, I won't.
Never, ever, ever, ever contacted me again.
Yeah.
Cool, let's get this pocket put on.
Sweet. We have the sampler platter of White Raven's knobs here.
I really like this style. Yeah, I like that one.
So that's a TPU one. I don't know if that's any better or different.
It's basically the same one on my soccer chair.
Yeah.
I like it.
They work?
Yep.
Sweet. Because we have that or Poiple.
Oh, quite cool.
Yeah, that's all we have of that style.
Let's see what else you got there. Like, I've never tried other styles.
So there's the domes like I
Yeah,
use.
that won't work for me.
A ball.
That might work for me.
We have it in dark
This
green.
definitely comes off. easier. Let's try the ball.
These were the earlier ones. His more recent ones stay on a lot better.
Damn. Ooh, I kind of like that.
Like the ball. Then there's the mushroom style.
I like the ball.
Yeah?
If you're good with the ball, I'll take the ball.
Yeah, okay. You can take the ball and that one if you want.
Huh?
Oh, you have your old one still, so.
Yeah, I have my old ones.
All right, cool.
You want that one? I'll take the one off the old joint.
Sure, that works. Sweet. There's a good working area. How about right here?
I'm gonna go to the toilet. Right.
All right.
You good to go for me? Or?
Yeah. We need to dissect this thing and see what's going on.
My hand is instantly more comfortable.
On the ball?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, hang on. Let me move some. I gotta move all my filth in there. I think we're gonna need a knife more than screwdrivers on this.
Yeah. There's a lot of tape on that.
I mean, I figure if you do enough electrical tape, it has to do something.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man. It's like an archaeological dig. So yeah, that's not supposed to be that way.
In case you couldn't tell.
And there's their lovely insulation displacement connectors. It's the ones where they just push the wires in and the little knives catch it.
Yep.
And then they wonder why they have bad connection issues. Yeah, because this, you were in Indiana. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was on the way to Indiana when it came apart.
I guess all the bouncing in the trailer knocked the glue off.
Must have.
Because it was just glued on when you left, wasn't it?
No, it was glued and screwed.
Oh, okay.
That's why those pieces were still stuck to the chair afterwards.
I have to zoom in with the phone on this. There is half of an SD card plugged in.
Oh, half the SD
It's
card?
snapped in half.
Holy shnikes. Let's see it.
Well, let me see if I can extract it, but it's...
Oh my gosh.
Or... Yeah, that's half an SD card. Hang on.
That's why I couldn't read the damn thing.
There's your problem.
Broke the damn SD card, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that micro SD card had a hot supper. No wonder it's not working. Can't even tell how big it is, but yeah, well, there you go. There's your problem.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Literally snapped in half.
Yeah, so I guess this
The other half
came
is
off
somewhere.
because there's a little spot right here that
No, it
kind of
did come
holds
off.
it in,
The whole thing came apart.
and yeah, probably just sheared it off.
That's crazy. It's probably on the floor of the trailer somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna be looking for it now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I have an old Q-Logic 2 one of these, and I'm curious if the base plate is the same or not, but
The base plate is...
this lower piece. It looks identical, but the buttons are different for Q-Logic 2.
Yeah, so the base plate is a little longer on the one you're holding than it is on the two.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to put a two together.
Oh, were they at the place?
At the
Okay.
place, and it wasn't working out. They were trying to mix and match parts and stuff. And
Yeah. Well, I'm curious now to put an SD card in there and put it on the stretto and see.
if we can get it working.
Yeah. Actually, hang on a second. A wild stretto enters the chat. So, left over from the live stream, I have an appropriate micro SD card right here. So, I wonder if our... Looks like our port is still okay. Okay. Now, cram this in here and see if everything catches fire.
Don't worry, the fire department's only a block away.
Right? Configuring network. Parameter restore in progress. Which I always assumed that was the SD card, but it's not. I found that out the other day. Okay, parameter database restored. I think we... Device exchanged. Oh, we don't have to reboot.
I'll be damned.
I have tried this before, and I didn't think you could just hot swap joysticks. Are you sure they weren't trying QLogic 2 ones on your chair at the place?
Oh, they were trying QLogic 2s. That's all they had. That's why.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is something I've wanted to try forever on a Quantum. So apparently you can swap the joysticks.
If you have the right one.
Yeah, as long as it's the right one. And these are identical. Front wheel drive problems here.
Yep. Quantum 3s. Or QLogic 3s.
Yeah, these are identical joysticks, except for that part, obviously. It's some bad Taco Bell. Yeah, so, and this drives the chair now, and in theory, the seating should work. I'm gonna one hand to this. It's making noises. There we go. Huh, well, that's interesting.
That's pretty awesome.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna dig through my pile of parts and see if I have a lower case for one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, I don't need it anymore because it don't mount to me.
sweet. All right, cool. Well, things learned.
I got a new one on the way anyway.
That's
So.
backing up stuff again.
There
All right.
it goes.
Cool. All right, well,
That's freaking awesome.
it works. Yay. Oop, running over things.
Screwdriver.
Well, I am very much surprised. I did not know you could just swap out a QLogic 3 joystick like that. I guess, so that was one of the things. I always assumed that when it said parameter backup in progress and restore, I thought it was putting that on the micro SD card. And there are files on the micro SD card normally because that's how they configure the chair when they change stuff. But on the live stream when we were screwing around with it, we formatted one, put it in there, and found out a way to trigger the parameter backup was to change the language. And then it would go through and do all that. But we pulled the micro SD card back out and there was no files on it. So, kind of interesting. But there's his broken half. That's insane. Apparently the DME he was at, they were trying to swap on QLogic 2 joysticks, which are obviously different and wouldn't work. The connectors are the same, but they're completely incompatible. So, the fact that the old one works on the Stretto here, and the new one he got from eBay plugged in and worked. Hang on, I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember if I tightened this one thumb screw on his chair. Yes, I did. Well, there you go. Stuff learned. That's always, this is how I figure things out. Like, this is why I have so many wheelchairs everywhere. And I already had this over here anyways. Oh yeah, I brought it over for the live stream specifically. And then we're gonna take the tires off of it. I might do that tomorrow, now that I've been on and off the floor a few times. I don't know, I'll figure it out, but anyways, there you go. A swap joystick on a Quantum Edge HD, which also works on a Edge 3 Stretto, confusingly. So we've introduced a new flat surface to the room, and it's already full. That's usually how it works.